Also, let me know if I'm breaking up. So I can turn up like the.
What's happening, guys? It's your buddy Grizz, and if you tuned into EA's conference at E3 yesterday, then you know what this video is going to be all about. That's right, we got to see a bunch of Battlefield 1 gameplay yesterday with all of our favorite YouTubers getting to play with just some of the best Battlefield players in the world. Just, you know, top-notch talent like Snoop Dogg, Zac Efron, and Jamie Foxx. Yes, a veritable who's who in the world of elite Battlefield players. Like, just look at Snoop's gameplay, man. The level of skill is just unbelievable, and he is totally smoking a blunt while playing. What the f is this? I don't even. Terry Crews knows what's up though, check him out.
And it's just wild because you can actually put a shovel in your friend's head. I learned it's a controller. Controller, it's all about the controller. You know, sometimes the people use the Xbox thing. I'm going keyboard, mouse. Keyboard, mouse today, and I'm working it. I've got my technique down. I think I'm going to win.
Straight PC strategy all the way.
Also, this guy.
Trying to out-muscle me. He's lucky. I like this jacket a lot. This is a very expensive coat that I got many years ago.
So awkward. Anyway, pretty hilarious stream, but as ridiculous as this was, we still got to see some pretty awesome stuff from the pre-alpha build of the game, including the airship. Man, that thing is crazy cool, and I was really impressed with the destruction it causes when it goes down. That was definitely impressive. So I figured today I'd make a little video just letting you know my thoughts about what we saw yesterday. Like I said, overall I was really impressed with the game. Visually, it looks amazing, that much I can say for sure. But something that concerned me a little bit was the gunplay. It looks like it's gonna feel similar to Hardline, and I think I like the way Battlefield 4 feels at this point a little bit better. I feel like the Hardline gun mechanics are a little clunky compared to how BF4 feels at the moment, so that concerned me a little bit. But at the same time, it is pre-alpha footage, so this is all subject to change, of course. But man, the game looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. I was a little bit skeptical on how it was all gonna play out, as, you know, I was a bit worried that the gameplay might be a little stale, seeing as it's a World War I setting, but quite the contrary actually. The game looks like fast-paced, high-octane fun, which is what we've come to expect from a Battlefield title. I was also pleasantly surprised at how many weapons are actually available in the game. I think that was one of the things that a lot of people were worried about, was, you know, since it was a World War I game, there may not be all that many options to choose from as far as weapons go. But the reality is that time period featured quite a large variety of weapons, since there were no real standards back then. For instance, the German army might have thought a submachine gun with a magazine sticking straight upwards might be a good idea because they thought it would be easier to load the magazine on top of the weapon, but it ended up being right in their face the whole time, so that was really a good idea. And then the British army might have thought it better to have the magazine loaded on the side of the weapons. So there is quite a bit of variety, it looks like, when it comes to the weapons. And Westy did mention during the broadcast that there were, in fact, a lot of weapons we can choose from. So that's nice to hear, for sure. By the way, who else was completely surprised that that's what Westy looks like? That is not what I pictured Westy looking like. Another thing that looked like it was going to be a lot of fun was flying the planes. I cannot wait to try dogfighting in those planes, man. The flying mechanics look like they're pretty consistent with what we're used to seeing in a Battlefield game, but obviously these little things aren't gonna go as fast as a jet. But that's most likely gonna be better for the gameplay. Also, it's pretty much the plane pilot's job exclusively to take down the big airship when it shows up, and that looks like it's not gonna get old for a really long time either. It's just absolutely stunning, the visuals of that airship going down, man. And while we're on the topic of stunning visuals, the rain, oh my gosh, the rain was so cool. How how each raindrop would like bounce off your weapon in your hand, and the weapon physically looked wet when it was raining. That was so cool, man. Another thing that just looked really impressive within the game too is just the environment destruction. Apparently there is no preconceived destruction at all. It's all dynamic, and that much is pretty apparent when the airship falls. Basically, wherever it's destroyed, that's where it falls, and anything caught underneath is pretty much completely destroyed. The best part is the skeleton of the airship, the burning carcass if you will, stays where it lands and becomes like a new part of the map. pretty sweet. Now I can't really comment too much about how the vehicles play because whoever the quote-unquote director of the stream was, like whoever was in charge of changing the shots, really sucked at their job. I remember I was chatting with my buddy Far Cry while we were both watching the stream, and I remember saying to him, why do they keep cutting away right in the middle of every gunfight? Like, it was so bad. They'd be following X Factor or Matimio or someone like that, and they'd get into a gunfight with someone, and right when he was either about to kill the enemy or possibly get killed himself, they'd cut away to like a cinematic shot of a tank doing absolutely nothing. Like, really, it was so bad. But I digress. They still showed us a lot of pretty cool stuff and gave us a pretty good idea of what the game is gonna play like in its current state, at least. And I gotta say, albeit very cautiously, that the game looks like it's in a pretty solid state right now, which gives me, hope for a much better launch than BF4 had. But we all know EA, and we all know what can happen when you try to rush a game to market, right guys? Remember that, EA dudes? Please, please don't let the same thing happen to this game that happened to BF4. Please make sure it's ready when you launch. And I think I speak for every Battlefield player in the world when I say this. I would much rather deal with a delayed launch. Even if you announce a week before the launch it's gonna be delayed, I don't care. I would much rather deal with a delayed launch than, a piece of crap broken game on launch. EA, please listen to me. The internet is 100% on your side this year. Hashtag RipCOD is trending. You don't have to worry about beating Call of Duty Infinite Warfare to the shelves. This is your year, EA. You're finally poised to beat COD in sales, and it very well could happen. Just don't this up and release an unfinished game in October. If you do, you'll seriously shoot yourself in the foot, because I have a feeling a lot of longtime players are gonna wait to see how the launch goes before they actually buy the game. So be careful, EA. Be careful. But what did you guys think of the stream? Did you tune in to watch it? What are your thoughts on what we saw? I'd love to get your thoughts on the game so far, guys, so leave a comment on the video, let me know what you think. But that's pretty much gonna do it for me this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you're new around here, then I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button, guy. My name's Grizz, thanks for joining me once again, and I'll see you all in the near future. Peace. Snoop literally is the best Battlefield player I've ever seen. God, what did I watch yesterday?